नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। Myself, Dr. Gaurav Gupta, Assistant Professor, Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. In the previous session, we were discussing the different causes of death in infant or in fetus. So there were some natural causes like premature delivery, RH incompatibility, congenital abnormalities, and there were some unnatural causes like accidental, and the accident can be prenatal, that is before the delivery. Now, the accidental death can also be postnatal, that is after the delivery. So, it may be due to suffocation. So, in case there is non availability of nursing care or medical attention, the neonate or the infant may die due to smothering or choking due to inhalation of amniotic fluid or blood immediately after birth. So, if there is no medical attention, if medical facilities are not available, there is no nursing care, and child delivery is done unattended or by an unskilled person, delivery is done by an unskilled person, then the neonate may die due to smothering or choking, as during the birth, as the aspiration of the fluid from the air passage cannot be done, and there may be inhalation of amniotic fluid or blood immediately after birth that may lead to asphyxia and death of the infant. Precipitate labor. In this condition, all three stages of labor occurs in very quick succession, so that delivery occurs suddenly, commonly seen in multipara. So precipitate labor is can be explained is that all the three stages of labor were so quick and were in quick succession that the delivery occurs very suddenly, and it can cause death of the newborn due to the head injury or suffocation or drowning, or occasionally due to bleeding from torn end of attached umbilical cord. As the delivery was so fast, there was no time to manage the delivery. So at the time of delivery, the child may have any head injury, or he may get suffocated due to the mucus in air passage, or he may get drowned, or there may be bleeding from the torn or unattached part of the umbilical cord, and that it may lead to death of the newborn. Now the criminal causes. Where the autopsy surgeon proves separate existence and live birth, she has an additional burden to document that the death occurred from an act of commission or act of omission. So if the autopsy surgeon has proved that there was separate existence of the infant and the newborn was live after birth, he has he has to document that the death was occurred from an act of omission or act of commission. So, what is act of omission? So these acts are done positively to cause death of infant. So act of commission is this, that when the any activity is performed to cause the death of the infant. So these are knowingly killing a infant. So it may be done by strangulation by a ligature material or the umbilical cord to stimulate natural twisting of cord around the neck, or by throttling. Poisoning. A newborn may be given poison, and earlier opium was used for this purpose as it is ideal infanticidal poison, but nowadays acids and insecticides are also used to poison the infant or newborn. Smothering the baby to death with the help of hand or clothes. So, breathing, child can't breathe as its mouth and its nose is covered with hand or cloth, so he cannot breathe, and it causes death of the infant. Next one is head injury. The head of the fetus may be struck against a wall or on the floor by holding its legs. This may leave an impression on the legs also. So, with the intention to kill the child infant, the infant may be struck against a wall on the floor by holding his legs, and during the autopsy, there may be impression on the legs that may be found. Concealed puncture wound may be caused by a nail or a needle through the fontanelles, nape of the neck or inner canthus of eye. Twisting the neck. In this case, death occurs due to fracture, dislocation of the cervical vertebra, and injury to the medulla. Burning the newborn, drowning the newborn, and drowning is one of the most common mode to kill a child, as it also serves the purpose of disposal of unwanted child. So if the child is unwanted, then it is drowned in water. So the child will be killed and his body will also be disposed. Cut throat injury. Now the act of omission or neglect. There is intentional failure on the part of the mother to extend care to the newborn leading to his death, and this may amount to infanticide. In the act of omission or neglect, mother doesn't provide care intentionally to cause the death of the newborn, and this is accounted for infanticide. In this case, there may be failure to provide proper assistance during labor. Mother fails to provide proper assistance during labor intentionally, or clear the air passage which may be obstructed by amniotic fluid or mucus. Tie the cord after it is cut. Protect the child from the exposure to heat or cold. In this case, mother doesn't protect his child from exposure to heat or cold, and the child is not supplied with the proper food. So, in act of omission, mother doesn't provide proper assistance during the labor, or the air passage of the infant was not clean to remove the amniotic fluid or mucus, or after cutting the umbilical cord, it was not tight, and it may lead to hemorrhage, discharge of blood from the open end of umbilicus, leading to death of infant, or protect the mother doesn't protect the child from exposure to heat or cold, or the infant or newborn is not supplied with the proper food. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.